transition over to Muay Thai, what was that transition like?
Yeah, it was difficult. It would have been easier to come in fresh because I was blocking kicks like this.
Oh no.
And I'm like, man, low kicks they don't do anything.
Oh no.
Low kicks are stupid. You can get in a lot of trouble with that. Fighters who take these dives, the fighters will end up going to jail. Although, yes, it still happens. And they're so known in the Muay Thai community that people know like how they behave in those specific situations.
Gil comes in dressed like a sushi waiter like he is right now.
Wasabi, sir?
And he's like, I want to be a fighter. Where do you begin?
Well, you start with the most basic aspects of the sport, which is
The Casuals. We are an MMA and combat sports show hosted by very, very casual fans that don't know nothing at all. That is Nick. The person I just saying that was David. I'm Gilbert. And we have someone here who can kill all of us with one leg strike.
Yep. One leg strike.
One leg strike. We have, I don't even want to go through the whole list of accolades, and we'll talk about it, but he has probably 30 plus championships across the world in Muay Thai. Give it up for at Topic Fight, Ognjen Topić.
Hey. Did he nail it?
How do you say that name?
Topić.
Wait,
Topić.
Ognjen Topić.
Yeah,
you say it.
Topić, dude.
Topić.
No.
Say the whole thing.
Ognjen Topić.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
No,
idiot.
that sounds so American.
Nice try, Filipino.
You try it.
Topić.
Yeah, there it is.
Come on, brother. You're out. Bro, do it like with a Thai accent.
Oh, I can't. You can do it with a Thai accent.
Ognjen Topić.
I'm Lady Boy.
So David sent us your stuff, and I'm like, oh wait, I've been following this guy for a while. I didn't realize it. You are a master coach. So many cool videos. How did you get in touch with this dude? How did this guy fanboy?
I just kept reposting his stuff. I was like,
Yeah,
I love this. I love this. I love this.
It could have been that. Then I saw the blue check mark and then the follower count.
There it is.
And I was like, all right, at least this guy's not a weirdo. I
love your stuff.
And then I saw a couple of his clips. He was pretty funny. So then I followed
There we
him back.
go, dude. I've probably, it's pretty cool because, when I first started like the kickboxing journey and everything else, like I didn't realize how much knowledge is out there. And number one, a lot of it can be really bad, right? And
Oh, yeah.
that's like the stuff that when you first start, you don't know what's good or bad, right? You just kind of think everybody's great at everything. And then, as you start to train, you could kind of filter through all the bullshit. And then when I started watching fights, I started watching your fights. And then you popped up on my feed. I was like, he's doing online tutorials. And it got me really, really hyped. And so like after that, I just kept following you. I started watching all of your old fights. Because I didn't watch a lot of Muay Thai. I watched a lot of MMA. And so when I started watching Muay Thai, your fights were one of them. Obviously, Sanchai, Liam Harrison. And stylistically, I just loved what you did. And so after that, I just was a big fan. You know what I mean? So I just started going through, first of all, your gajillion thousand fights. I had to watch everything that you were going through. And man, like you just kind of walking down ties was so fascinating to me, right? Like I think your style too was something that, there's like a point in like Muay Thai too where Thai people were fighting other people who weren't Thai. And then they had to make a style switch. Like, this is very different. Your hands are really good. Obviously, your kicks are great, but so are your hands.
Yeah.
And so when I started following your tutorials, man, let me tell you something, dude. I started selling these feints all day. Yeah, right?
This is me inspiring.
Just flinching the whole time.
Well, like I specifically watched the tutorial where you were teaching the switch kick feint. I still use it to this day, right? Bringing the arm across the body, it really sells the hip feint. And let me tell you something, all day. I fucking love it. I still use it till this day. And it's probably one of like the best things in my tools when I have fun sparring. It's just because like, when I would first start to feint, I don't think I would sell it enough and it would never work. And then when you started selling the feint with throwing the arm across the body and really throwing that hip feint, I was like, dude, people are biting on this shit. It was so fucking fun. But that's how I got to know you.
You got to be a sleazy salesman.
That's really what it is, right? And just like,
absolutely.
Creating that pattern over and over. And I think it was really cool to watch somebody at your level like drop so much knowledge. And obviously we have to pay for it, but you get what your worth is. You know what I mean? Which is one of the things that I think that a lot of people fall for, right? We see a couple of punches and kicks as we buy these programs. And then you kind of find out later on, it's like, I didn't learn shit.
Yeah.
So when you kind of came on and I saw that you were doing tutorials, I was like, I'm on it,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Dude, it's fantastic, dude. Learning from this guy, he was my first coach.
Who else wants to bring up my ego?
Well, I'll tell you this. We had a couple white guys at our gym, and they were like, have you heard of Topic Fight? Topic Fight? They had your shorts. They had those shorts. They were showing up to the gym with the Topic fight shorts, and they're like, "Bro, you gotta watch this guy, Topic." And then you were the second guy that was showing me your videos, and they were using all their feints and fucking us up in the gym. So we had like, all right, we'll watch these tutorials. We'll learn this Muay Thai stuff. We're gonna figure this stuff out.
So wait, how did you get? Well, before we get into the tutorials, tell me where you started with martial arts. I swear to God, if you say Taekwondo, I'm gonna lose my shit. Please just say.
Did you read my bio? It was Taekwondo.
Oh my God! Everybody's always. Why is everyone?
But hey, listen. It was first. I wanted to be a boxer. I loved boxing.
Yeah.
I fell in love with boxing.
That's why the hands, I'm telling you.
I started watching ESPN Friday night fights, the ones with Teddy Ellis, and I was like, man, the way these guys like move, and they can be so close in front of each other, and boom, they just miss a punch, and then they come back and counter. It was beautiful to me. That's what I wanted to do. But my parents, of course, we came here from Serbia and Bosnia, war-torn country. They're not about to let their kid come here and fight for money.
Yeah.
And so, they didn't allow me to do that. So I said, okay, if you don't let me do boxing, let me do Taekwondo. So then I started with Taekwondo at 14, and that's how it began.
Do you remember fleeing the country?
Yeah. So you want me to go?
Oh, give us a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
all.
crazy.
Give us the
I've never
history.
fled a country.
He came in on a fucking fishing boat.
I have two group for you.
A fucking barrel, dude.
So in Bosnia, we have 3 different groups of people, and they're all separated by religion. We have the Serbian Orthodox Christian, which is what I am. Then you have Croatian Catholic Christians, and then you have the Muslims.
Yeah.
And so we have 3 different presidents in our.
What the?
What the?
Yeah. We can't get along.
We can't figure it out.
Right. So, tensions were escalating in 1990, 1991. And the war began after there was a wedding, a Serbian Orthodox wedding, and a Muslim guy came in and killed the priest and the groom.
Oh shit!
And that was like the beginning of the war. So when that happened, my father, he also had a brother that lived near us in Bosnia, and we went to his house, and now we're talking about like, okay, what do we need to do? Because now this is like really escalating. There's a lot of pressure going on. So my brother, my father's brother goes, we'll just go and leave tomorrow in the morning. My father's like, no, we leave now. And this is like about 10 p.m., 11 p.m., I don't even know, 12 a.m. So we're just debating what to do. So we get in our cars and we start driving to leave Bosnia because we don't know what to do. And my mom's like, okay, yeah, we'll leave for like a week and then we'll come back. Things will calm down. We'll come back again. We'll continue living our lives. So we get to the first, and already the checkpoints have been set up because there was a lot of escalation going on already. So we get to the first checkpoint, and the military tells us, no, you can't leave with a car. You have to turn around. But there's one last bus leaving out of Bosnia.
What?
So we leave the cars. We leave everything. We get to that bus. We get on the bus, and we get out of Bosnia. So we were on that last bus. So we get to, there's more checkpoints as you're leaving. And you have no idea who those fighters are. They could be on the Serbian side. They could be on the Muslim side. They could be on the the Catholic Croatian side. So you have no idea. And all they do is come up on the bus with their rifle and their gear, and they ask for IDs. And you can tell where you're from and who you are just by your name. So they open up the IDs, they read your name, and, if they don't like what they see, you're getting off the bus. But thankfully, we were okay. We got out of there, and we got to Serbia, and that was that.
Holy crap.
That's a movie.
And there's a lot more, man, that went on.
No wonder your parents are like, fuck no, you're not going to be a boxer.
Yeah.
Like, so we don't want you to struggle. I want to be a boxer. What the fuck? They're like so pissed.
All right, so you get out, and then Taekwondo.
Yeah.
And then why Taekwondo?
Well, first we came to Serbia, and we stayed there for about 3 years. And there we were considered refugees, but technically. But I don't even you know, saying that word refugees, it was such like an ugly word. It's like you're lower than the way we say it in Serbian, izbjeglica. It's like such a low word for a human being, you know, and everybody looks at you different. Even though we're considered Serbians, we still came from another country, Bosnia, and people don't look at you the same way, you know. Yeah, it's there's always going to be some kind of tension, and we're not just talking about in my country, but anywhere. You know, people are just like that. Like, let's say, okay, for example, just off topic, I'm obviously from New Jersey, and now I'm here. And just the difference between the people that I see here, how they react, I'm like, okay, these people are not the same that like the way I'm used to back in New York and New Jersey. But let's say if I meet somebody from California in Thailand, they're my best friend because I haven't seen an American in such a long time. Now, okay, I love you, man. Let's hang out. Let's do something. But here in America, there's tension. You know, that's just human nature. My father actually, you know, he's a man. He has an ego, and when we got to Serbia, he starts getting ready, and my mom's like, "Where are you going?" "I'm going back to Bosnia to fight." "You're not going back to Bosnia to fight." Yeah, because he's a man. He has to go back and do his duty, and you know, they argued for hours there till early morning, and then finally my mother says, "Okay, if you go, we all go, and whatever happens, if we all get killed, we all get killed."
Wow.
And then him, my father, and then he said, "Okay, I'm not gonna go back and fight." And then we began building a house. My father was a professional soccer player, so he had money saved up. So all that money that he had saved up, we started building a house, maybe like 40 minutes outside of Belgrade, the capital city in Serbia, and then we stayed there. And during that time, we had the highest inflation in former Yugoslavia. That's what it was called. And it was like, you know, you would get paid today in $1. You would, let's say, get $1. By the end of the day, it's worth 50 cents. That $1,
dude.
That's how bad the inflation was. Yeah.
And your dad was like, "Let's sign you up for Taekwondo classes."
No, at that time,
Just low inflation.
then he went to America, and he was working construction here with another brother that lived here, and he was sending us money because there was no job opportunities. And then my father was playing the immigration lottery, and boom, he wins it.
Wow.
Awesome. We come to America.
Wow.
Man, dude, your dad is a G.
For
like,
real.
he had a lot of foresight to see, like, you know what, this is done. We got.
He really did. Yeah. He did have a lot of foresight. Yeah.
And your mom too. She's a strong woman.
We'll all die.
Where you want to go? We're all dead then.
Extremely strong woman. I've seen her do stuff that, you know, I mean, listen, circumstances is what gets you to that point. And I'm sure any one of you guys would do the same thing. You know, it's not really anything special. It's life that just brings you to
on that bus ride. They're like, look at me. I would like switch through all ethnicities. I would have been Muslim. I would have been Catholic. I would have switched up real fast.
I'm
Chameleon.
from India. My bad.
What are you? Allahu Akbar.
So the Taekwondo. So what? Yeah. So how did that even happen though? Like,
I started watching a lot of that boxing on ESPN. And then that's what I wanted to be. And my father said absolutely not. So I said, okay, if you don't let me do that, let me do something where head trauma isn't allowed. And Taekwondo was the next thing, and then I did that.
damn. I mean, I've seen some Taekwondo head trauma. Wheel kicks.
Yeah, but it's not, you know.
Boxing, yeah.
Right. It's not boxing. So I did that for 4 years until age 18. But throughout that whole time, I knew it was bullshit. If I was
Korean guy or white guy?
that was teaching?
Yeah.
No, he was Korean.
Oh, he was legit.
He was the student of Jun Ri, which is the guy. So you guys, you know him.
He knows Jun.
He brought.
He is Jun.
I am Jun Ri. It's me, Jun Ri. Italian Korean now. In Jersey, it's me, a Korean.
Bowda Sensei.
Wait, who's Jun Ri? I don't even know.
He brought Taekwondo to America.
Yeah.
And he studied with. He trained with Bruce Lee as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
So he was teaching me, and but you know, of course, I'm like, all right, if somebody comes at me with some punches, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So I was watching also a lot of K1 and boxing during that time, and then finally I'm watching ESPN again, and I see this fighter whose legs are like this big. In my mind, like the calves were like the size of this room. and he looked so sturdy, and the style looked completely different than kickboxing, where they're like jumpy in and out in boxing. And I was like, man, that's what I want to do. And the announcer says, this is Muay Thai. And I go online at that time. This is 2005. I'm 18 at this point. I found the school. It was like about 30, 35 minutes away from me. And then that was it. Started Muay Thai.
When you transitioned over to Muay Thai, what was that transition like? Was it very difficult? Because it's such a different style.
Let's be honest, guys. Most of us don't eat enough fruits and vegetables every day. For example, yesterday I ate 2 pieces of cheese pizza and a hot dog. Why? Because I was in Vegas and I got to reset my body, right? So even if you're trying to eat clean, it's nearly impossible to get the full range of nutrients your body actually needs from food alone. That's where OptiGreens 50 has made a massive difference for me. OptiGreens 50 is a low-temperature processed greens powder made with 50 hand-selected organic ingredients, including grasses, fruits, vegetables, digestive enzymes, and probiotics. It's designed to support better gut health, digestion, energy, immune function without the bloat. And that's the one thing I don't like about drinking some of these other products. I won't say who they are, but you drink their green drink, and the next thing you know, you're farting 24/7. Or to the point where it's like, hey, your coworkers are complaining, where your dog is giving you funny looks, where your wife is like, I'm going to leave you. That's why I use OptiGreens 50. It takes 10 seconds to mix in water, throw in a smoothie, and it's both NSF certified for sport and informed choice certified, so you know it's clean and safe. Try OptiGreens 50 consistently for a week or 2 and feel the difference. And if you order through our link in the description, you can try it for 30 days. And if you don't absolutely love it like us, First Form will refund you not 1%, but 110% what you spent. OptiGreens 50. Don't fart, just absorb nutrients. Also, Form Energy makes me tingle in my brain.
Yeah, it was difficult. It would have been easier to come in and
Fresh.
without any fresh, because I was blocking kicks like this.
Oh no.
Doing
Leg
like,
kick block up here.
doing weird shit like that. And I remember one time I'm feeling all confident and cocky and stuff, and I'm 18 years old, and it's now time for me to spar and stuff. And there was this one guy who was like the regulator of the gym, big stocky guy, much bigger than me. I was like 130 soaking wet. He was like 180, 200 pounds at that time. And we were talking about like low kicks and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, low kicks they don't do anything.
Oh, no.
Low kicks are stupid, because I've never been low kicked.
Yeah.
It's all to the body, and it's all like slapping kicks. So he proceeded to just
Oh, no.
turn my thigh into like the blackest, most purple color.
Oh, my God.
You could see. I
That's some
remember.
OG stuff right there.
Yeah, I couldn't even like bend down to tie my shoes. It was so bad. And then that's when I learned, okay,
Low kicks are
work.
good.
Start checking these.
They're real.
Yeah. So let's talk about that transition into like Muay Thai and how you got into like the professional side of it, right? Because you didn't just compete here. You went to Thailand. You were everywhere. So
Yeah.
how did you get from there to there? Like, what's that story behind that?
Well, when I first wanted to do boxing, I already knew I wanted to fight. That was already inside me. So since 14, I wanted to do that. So when I saw Muay Thai, I said, that's exactly what I want to do. I want to be in that ring, and I want to fight like that. And then I was watching a lot of videotapes. There's this one Thai grocery store by my house, and I would go, there was like a wall full of videotapes. I would go pick out videotapes every week, like 3-4 different videotapes, and there would be fights from the stadium that I'm a champion in that now.
That's crazy.
And I would be like, man, I want to fight just like that. So I would just copy and paste. I would see the way they moved, how calm they were, utilizing teeps, disruptive things, and that was it. That's how I got better with it.
What age did you get to Thailand?
The first time was I was 21 or 22.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm already too old. These guys in Thailand, they start at 7, 8. So I'm already 10 years behind. So I had to be extremely focused on what I wanted to do, and to get to that level.
That's amazing. So you started your Muay Thai journey so late, and then you got to like where you're at. What I'm actually kind of interested in is like, I don't know if you could explain it, but I think I've heard a lot of fighters talk about American Muay Thai or kickboxing is nothing like Thailand. What's the difference, like in terms of like training, mentality? Because I know that like people like Khalil Roundtree, who did train out in Thailand, it changed his life, and he is sometimes very critical about kickboxing here in the States. He goes, that's not it. Like over here, it's so different, but nobody really explains what the difference is.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
I would say the biggest difference is when you engage with those fighters that have, 200, 300, 400 fights, you learn in a different
That's the
way.
difference. That's the difference. 300 fights.
But you learn very quickly, because when you lock up in the clinch with them, you feel the strength. And not only that, but then you see the efficiency of their attacks and their fakes and feints. So you learn in a different way. You learn in a much quicker way. And then here, people can copy those fakes and feints, but it's done in a wrong way, because they don't have the experience of how to do it. And then under a pressure situation, it's very difficult to figure it out, especially if you don't have that experience. You have to have like a lot of those fights in order to be like, now it's clicking. Okay, I have to maybe get a little closer. And we're talking about like a foot length closer in will completely change the way your opponent reacts to some of these attacks.
I feel like the Muay Thai pressure, it's like, when I look at somebody like, for example, like Rod Tang, right? He gets hit and he's just right there. It's like, what do you do?
Yeah, it's very demoralizing.
Yeah.
When you get an opponent like that.
I saw this interview. It was Haggerty and it was Rod Tang, and they were saying, he was like, "What happened when I kicked you in the head?" He goes, "I didn't even feel it."
Yeah,
like, all right. Like, what do you say to that? It was a full-on head kick. He goes, "Oh, I didn't even know it happened." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like, so what do you do at that point? Like, your spirit just kind of dies at that point.
Yeah.
And it was just that, I think, like because I did Taekwondo when I was a little kid, and then when we tried doing like kickboxing, I think like that first thing that you think about, because Taekwondo is so much about points, right? Let's say you land something, and then you're just like, oh, the fight hasn't stopped. They're right there, and then you hit once, and they hit you 14 times in the face and the body, and it's like, oh, this is a completely different game. And I think like the thing that I realized too is like the when we see it in fights, it's like the Thai clinch game. It's so precise, and it's very hard to handle with that. Once they grab you, they're just controlling you everywhere that you go. And I feel like the Thai. We're seeing it in MMA too. Like these Thai fighters who have a great clinch game, they're dominating. It's like hard to get out of.
Yeah, and you would look at them, and they don't have a lot of muscle. And, I have a lot of people who are lifting these crazy weights, but then we get into a clinch position, and I'm just throwing them around. So it's just being, I guess it's different muscle fibers being used, because you're not just lifting up a weight. You're probably using so many different muscles in your arms that you haven't developed just by lifting a dumbbell, So it's very specific to the sport.
Yeah, like the mechanics seems like really difficult, right? Is it like is it just repetition? That's what Thailand has. It's like
the volume of training.
The volume.
Yeah. Well, it's that, but you also have to learn correct technique and leverage. Because if I do something 100 times in the incorrect way, I'm still not going to learn it. So you have to learn technique correctly and know how to use your body correctly, and you do that by experience, by making a lot of these mistakes.
Because you were fighting in the U.S. for a while early in your career, and then when you went to Thailand to fight the Thais, how long do you feel like it took you to kind of adjust to that culture, to that new pace, kind of like all the leveling up that maybe the competition maybe wasn't as strong as in the States versus when you went to Thailand? Like, how long do you think that took?
It didn't take too long because I was so focused. And all the mistakes that I made in one fight, I would never make those same mistakes again. That's what I was very big on. So for me, I lost the fight and I said, all right, whatever. It's not a big deal. Let me see what I need to do to correct these mistakes, and then I'm going to continue on. Because again, I don't have time to waste. I can't involve myself emotionally for too long. So maybe, 1 day, 2 days, I'd be upset about my loss. And then third day, I need to watch this video to study the mistakes that I made, so I don't make them again. So I just had to be very pragmatic.
And also in Thailand, where your turnarounds to fight, like, was that way faster than the States? Or was that pretty much around the same as, like, because maybe in the States you would get a fight every other couple months, right?
Yeah.
Over in Thailand, there's events everywhere.
Yeah. It will be a fast turnaround when you first begin to develop that experience. But then once you start developing a bigger name, now they're not going to throw you in with anybody. They have to be very specific as well with who they put you in there. So it's a competitive fight, so they can gamble on you and make more money.
So, like, it wasn't until you won a title in lion fights where they were like, all right, this guy won in lion fights, let's bring him to Thailand. Is that how it kind of works? Like, they need you to have a title, a name, so they can say, all right, you fight our guys now.
It's not necessarily a title. It's against who you fight. So you can fight, for the world title, but if you're fighting somebody who has like 5 fights, it doesn't really matter anything. But then again, on the other side, you can fight somebody with 300 fights without any titles, and now you're gonna have more of that respect. So it's about who you fought. And I fought a lot of Thais in in Thailand and in America, and so people knew me in Thailand, and then that's how I was getting these fights that were more competitive.
Let's talk about this fight.
How surreal was this, staying in front of this man?
It wasn't surreal because, again, I cannot give too much respect to these guys because then I'm not gonna be able to go in there and do what I need to do. The first fight that I had against a legitimate Thai was Ningsayam, and him I gave too much respect because I had 20 amateur fights and then 8 pro fights, and I'm thinking like, damn, how the hell am I supposed to win with less than 30 fights and this guy's got like 300 fights, And I gave him too much respect for that, but it was also knowledge. I mean, I just didn't know. I just didn't have the experience, so he was throwing me in the clinch and things like that. After that, I said, no more of that. The next Thai that I fought, who was Omnoy Stadium, Rajaman Stadium, Channel 7 Stadium champion, I knocked him out.
Dang. Let's go.
Oh.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Like the mentality part is huge because sometimes, like, you feel like, did you in that first fight feel like, oh, am I worthy enough to even fight this person? What was like the mentality that you had in that first fight versus the second one?
No, never that. It was just, okay, I made these mistakes. Let me go back. Let me look at them and let me fix what I need to fix so I can continue on. And then, of course, I need to go to Thailand as quickly as possible so I can be around these guys who have 300 fights, so I can learn quicker.
Yeah.
What was the fight like here with Saenchai? And what age were you here?
This was 2016. I'm 39 now. I failed math almost twice, so somebody else got to do the math.
You were young.
You failed math. I'm Asian. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Saenchai was 36, I believe, in this fight.
Jeez.
And for me, this was like a paid personal training session that I got. I learned a paid person. For me, I got paid to learn with Saenchai, and I really did learn a lot, and just in this fight. And I really wish that I was able to fight 5 rounds, and I was able to fight him multiple times. That would have been awesome. Even though I did get to train with him many times, and
cool.
PK Saenchai, and we would spar, and then he would teach me things even there. So, yeah.
What is the? I mean, we've all seen Saenchai fight so much, but I never heard from somebody who went across from him. Like, what are the challenges of fighting somebody like Saenchai? What is the thing that makes him so great? And then what is like the game plan that you had to in fighting him?
I would say the speed and explosiveness. He doesn't look, I mean, yes, he's quick, but it's way different when you're in the ring with him. He was much, much faster inside the ring than he looks outside. So that was like the biggest thing for me. And then, of course, the timing that he had, and these tricks, he just kicked and then boom, throws that teep, and now you're demoralized. You can't kick back.
He's just a very tricky fighter.
Yeah.
So he's doing something, huh?
Yeah, just
he's always messing with your balance.
Right.
Like on that one kick he threw, he just push kicks and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Hella fast.
Yeah.
So like after this fight, what's the thing that you, like after watching the tape, like what's one thing in that moment you're like, oh, this is crazy. I'm going to steal this from him. I'm going to take this with me, that you kind of still do to this day?
Yeah. It wasn't even outside of the tape. It was just fresh from my mind in that fight and how I felt during that time. And I was just like, wow, that was incredible. It was literally his left kick inside my thigh and then up to the body that he does. And we've seen that so many times done. But the way he did it was so explosive. And I said, man, I got to make all my moves like that speed. Because nobody's ever kicked me that quick. It was just 1-2. That was it. And we're talking about one of the heaviest parts of your body, the leg as the limb, going that quick. So I was like, that's it. That's what I got to do. And I'm sure I've altered my style just from that fight, where I teach my fakes and feints. I probably have a lot of thanks to him for that in that fight.
And could you, I was reading a little bit about this title that you won for, like, I'm very casual in the Muay Thai scene. What is the importance of this specific title? The Omnoy.
First of all.
Yeah, come on, dude.
Come on, dog.
I'm like Omicron.
Look at this guy, dude.
Omicron.
I'm like the Omicron virus.
You're not the only one. There's people in the Muay Thai world who call it Omni.
Really? The Thai people say?
Well, it's one of there's 4 major stadiums in Thailand. So there's Lumpini, Rajasthan, Channel 7, and then finally Omnoi.
I like Channel 7. Just the
Yeah,
channel.
Channel 7 is a great, and this is Channel 3. This is considered Channel 3, but it's also called Omnoi.
Oh, it's prime time.
Right, and that's just the name of the area. Rajasthan is also the name of the area. Lumpini is name of the area as well. So they just named the stadiums after the areas in Bangkok. And yeah, it's just one of the
Little catch.
one of the important stadiums. Those are the 4. So if you as a foreigner, if you get a title in one of those stadiums, you know you're there. And I was only the 4th foreigner since 1984, I believe.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And then the first fight that we had was a draw. And then
Those are the hands.
And then there was a huge uproar in the Muay Thai community in Thailand because I was supposed to win, and they just didn't want a white boy winning the title.
Also, judges were even against you on that.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so then we automatically made a rematch after about a month, and then I won that. And even in the rematch, I did way better in the first fight than I did in the rematch. But they had to give it to me because number 1, I won, and number 2, they knew that there was going to be
Yeah, the first reaction was like, what the hell? Yeah.
How many decisions did you find yourself on where you're like, dude, I clearly won that fight. You're a foreigner. Being racist.
Yeah, there was many, and sometimes it's just a matter of you making a couple of mistakes because gambling, Muay Thai, or gambling. Judging Muay Thai with gambling included in Thailand is completely different than standard Muay Thai. Regular Muay Thai judging is the same in Thailand as it is in America, as it is on Mars. It's going to be the same across the board. But when you include gambling, there's so many different aspects of it. You know, you could be making these small little mistakes, and the gamblers will look at that, and they'll start the odds will flip.
Yeah.
Have you ever been approached in some of these more shady fights behind like a promoter or something that's asking you to do a certain thing in a fight? Is that pretty common in Thailand, like in Japan, or not as much?
Not as much because you can get in a lot of trouble with that. You know, the fighters will end up going to jail. Although, yes, it still happens. You know, there's fighters who take these dives, and they're so known in the Muay Thai community that people know like how they behave in those specific situations. So if you just, you know, drop down on your knees and you fall down, they're going to know you're faking it. And a lot of times the referees will just stop the fight. They'll get in the corner and they'll say, fighter red, I'm stopping this fight because fighter red is not fighting with honor. And
you can even stop it that way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they'll stop it, and then they'll get in trouble for that. Sometimes they'll be thrown out of the gym, or they'll be banned from fighting in a certain stadium. Yeah, so now they're losing their way of making money.
Damn.
But again, it still happens.
You got to fight with honor, dude.
Yeah.
See that?
Yep.
I feel like
honor and prestige. That's what they call it.
One of the feints that I love that you do is like it's like your rear leg, your roundhouse fake, where you close the distance and you drag, and it just has like a rhythm break, and then you toss it right there. I can't get that down, but it's like one of the things I love that you
gotta
do.
show them the drag, dude.
Yeah.
I can't sell it that well though, but like I'm seeing you implement all the stuff that you teach in all your fights, which is so cool to see.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's what I have a problem with a lot of these guys out there, because they teach all this stuff, but then I never see them doing it in a fight. My whole objective is if you're gonna talk, then you gotta make that walk as well. You gotta talk. What is it? You gotta walk the talk. Yeah, talk to walk.
Yeah.
One of those.
Either way. I think it works
You're
either
just
way.
doing it the Thai way.
Maybe I failed. Maybe I failed English class as well.
Hey, you talking about 3 failures right here,
We're right there with you.
and we don't got no Muay Thai belts. So.
Yeah.
So,
Losers.
you know.
But anyway, yeah, I see a lot of these at the highest level. You know, one championship fighters, they're talking about doing fakes, but I don't see you doing no fakes.
Yeah.
My whole objective was always, okay, right before a fight, I'm thinking about like, okay, what can I do that's gonna make me stand out? So I would just come up with new fakes that I want to do. And I want to do them in that pressure situation, because if you can do it in a pressure situation, I give you all the respect, you know, because it's very difficult to do something, especially that's novel, that you haven't done or somebody hasn't done in the fight before, you know?
Yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. Your feint game was really, really good. And I think, like, you know, maybe when people first start, everybody just wants to exchange and throw. And then I think like the feint game, it was like, oh, this opens up so many more opportunities,
Yeah.
right? Just kind of like I said, I didn't think about throwing this arm across like this and how much it visually sells the kick, right? Because we're only thinking about hip feints. But if you bring this over here, people, they just twitch a little bit. I'm like, oh shit, this shit's kind of working, dude. And it gets so hyped up too, because like, I think like those are like the small little details that you need to hear that people don't know about, right? Because somebody could tell you to feint all day, but when you see it in action and then you kind of verbalize it in your tutorials, it's like, oh, that's what the shit is missing. Because I think like when I first started, I didn't know what the missing sauce was. And it was like the little things like that you just don't know about, right? And so I think like when I kept seeing you do it in the fights, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna buy. You know, like I got it. I'm seeing it work, which is pretty awesome. You know,
We have a common theme on the show where we get ONE FC Muay Thai fighters on, and we ask them, "Could you explain the scoring criteria?" Because sometimes, and a lot of the ONE FC Muay Thai guys and ladies, they were like, "I actually don't know what the criteria is." So, like, could you put us on game a little bit? Because sometimes we watch a fight, and afterwards we're like, "I don't know who to score that round for."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, even if I tell you what the scoring criteria is, you're dealing with other people who have a whole different mentality, and who knows what background they have, you know, where they came from. So some of that is probably still lingering behind them, and they're saying, okay, he's pressuring forward, but the way he threw that kick is not really, doesn't look really powerful, you know, so it's very difficult. But, you know, kicks, knees, they should be scoring the most. Yeah. But it has to be effective. It has to be powerful, you know, and not only that, but now you got to be able to show control and things like that. Are you able to visually frustrate your opponent? How's your opponent behaving after you create these openings, and when you stop him with like a teep, you know, is he visually showing you that frustration? Things like that.
I need to ask something from the casual army out there. 76% of you have not subscribed to this channel. Only 23.3% of you have. And if we don't get that number to at least 45% by the end of the month, we will be shutting down this channel. I'm kidding, that was a threat. We are not shutting down the channel, but I just want to show you it might happen. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and also like this video and comment down below who you think will win this weekend. Don't do that. That was just for engagement. Just subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button. That's all we need. Enjoy the show.
And what about the transition to doing Muay Thai and MMA gloves?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what was that transition for you like? How did you adjust in training? How long did it take for you to feel kind of normal doing that?
Yeah, I liked it because you felt so powerful when you connected with your opponent, especially in those small gloves. But also, I broke my hand here, so I had a lot of pain punching with those small gloves as well. And then I only have one good eye. I have astigmatism and lazy eye in my left eye. So if this one goes, that's it. There's no more Muay Thai for me. So I was like afraid of getting like pokes and stuff like that. And so, yeah, and of course, if you get just touched a little bit by those gloves, that's it. You're going to sleep. So you have to be very cautious you have to alter the way you block and shell up for these punches as well.
Yeah, so like, and we asked a lot of the other Muay Thai MMA guys, like, how does that change? Like your high guard, like, because I know guys are used to having the big gloves to kind of shield them. Are you focusing on more like parries and keeping the hands open? Like, how does that defense kind of shift?
Definitely parries, but also you gotta, like, for me, I think I was opening up my gloves, or I would recommend maybe that, so you can cover more surface area. Sometimes you would end up doing this as well, but if you start doing like the long guard, there's a lot of
get cracked.
Yeah, there's a lot of openings in there.
Get squeezed through.
Yeah.
Oh man, you knew MMA.
Oh right, and then the clinch.
What was that?
That throw that I just did. I loved the small gloves because of the aspect of the clinch. I was able to grip on and just throw my opponents.
So like nowadays, it seems like you're coaching a lot more. You're doing seminars. You're going into like the content. Do you train any like up and coming fighters, like guys on the local Muay Thai circuit, or guys trying to come up?
Yeah, there's a lot that I train as amateur fighters, and some pro, and people come from. You know, if they're in the country or traveling from out of country, sometimes they'll stop by, train with me, or from outside of the world as well.
So, like, what is like the roadmap if you're taking someone who I don't know if you work with any people that are like day one beginners, right?
Yeah, I do.
So like, what does that roadmap look like to get those people to start thinking with the mentality of like how to be?
Like
with
say you're
that
going to train
fighting
Gil.
mindset? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, hi, man.
Just like that.
I want to go to Thailand. I want to go to Thailand to fight. And I'm like 400 pounds. What do you
Fuck.
yeah, what is that roadmap?
He's like,
Gil,
where do you start?
Gil comes in dressed like a sushi waiter, like he is right now.
wasabi, sir?
And he's like, I want to be a fighter. Where do you begin?
Yeah, where do you start a beginner?
Well, you start with the most basic aspects of the sport, which is going to be the forward, because that's what we're connected to on the floor. So we start with that, and then gradually you begin to work with them, and then I start sparring with them. And then the best thing is when you really start seeing these guys who are so unathletic start like giving you issues. You know, so now I got somebody who has 0 fights, but I've been teaching him my style that now it's like giving me problems. You know, and this guy has no fights, and it's such a good feeling when I see that. And then you see the change in them and how much confidence they have as well. Sometimes some of these guys come in with, you know, they don't have a lot of confidence, and then they start training with me, and then we spend, you know, a couple of years together, and it's a huge difference.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's
I
going to
guess
be
I'll
your
move to
story.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Gil, start training now, dude.
Oh, you got to pay though.
Yeah, he ain't free.
Hey, man, come on. Get up.
So there's some videos of you training with Tawan Chai.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys were a part of the same camp for a little bit while you were in
Yeah,
Thailand?
we're both from PK Senchai. Yeah, so I've been training with him since 2018, and he was, I remember at that time, we were both about 67 kilograms, and I stayed at 67. Now he's like 80 kilograms.
Yeah.
He's big.
Big boy.
Yeah,
boy.
he's big now.
So could you talk a little bit about like training with him, watching him come up, seeing him become like a champion and kind of like being that household name now for like 1FC?
Yeah.
What was that like?
I mean, again, I'm not like one of those people where they get like starstruck.
Yeah.
And to me, I just treat these guys like they're regular human beings, and they do the same thing to me. And everybody actually in the gym treats them like they're just regular people. You know, nobody gets a special handout because you don't want to blow up their ego too much.
Yeah.
Because if that happens, we all know how that can end. So, you know.
Dude, I don't believe that you don't get starstruck. Maybe not fighters. There's got to be one celebrity.
Brad Pitt walked in here. Like, oh my
Who's a Serbian
God.
celebrity?
No, because
Djokovic. He walks with a tennis racket, and he's like, "Hey, I want to learn how to do Muay Thai." You're not telling him. You're gonna be like, "Holy shit, that's Djokovic."
okay, all right.
Here we go.
I wouldn't be starstruck where I'm like, oh, let's take a picture, this and that. But I would be like, oh, wow, he wants to learn Muay Thai with me. That's pretty cool.
Joker.
Let's
Just
do
to
it.
let you know, I'm going to beat your fucking ass. Just whoop on him real quick.
This ain't tennis, buddy.
Which one's your favorite arm? I'm going to kick the shit out of it.
Oh man.
But this is like pretty cool, right? Like we don't realize like how maybe small like the Muay Thai community can be, right? Like I feel like you have got to like exchange with so many different people that you got to level up your game, especially on the coach side too, right? Like you're working with high level people as well. I feel like that's such a cool experience to see it. I think like we were just talking about it with Coach John Wood, how just because you're necessarily a great fighter doesn't make you a great coach, right? Some people are just very good at fighting, but like teaching somebody what they've learned and kind of taking that position of like, I'm going to be the coach and I'm going to put what I have into you. No gay shit.
Pause.
No pause.
It's such a
Leave it in.
It's such a different move, you know. You just leave it and let it soak. Army style.
Taking the essence.
Yeah. Was it a hard transition for you to become a coach in that sense, or was there a point where you were ready to be like, okay, I want to teach this next generation?
No, it wasn't difficult. I like the coach, but you know, I like also people understanding what I'm doing. So I just try to simplify everything as much as possible, because I think that's what makes a good coach. And so I'm able to do that for people who are just walking off the street. I think I can do I can teach somebody high level stuff like the feints, fakes, and teach it to somebody who's a novice, because I'm able to break it down in such a simplified manner. So I think that's very important.
Gotta start up Muay Thai again, dude. It's just so hard. It's exhausting.
I agree.
It's
And you know what?
exhausting.
I'm just starting to realize how difficult combat sports is after I decided that I'm most likely not going to be fighting again. And
how true is that? Or is there maybe a little bit of like, let me take maybe one more? If the money's right.
We'll see. I think I just need to rest right now. I'm just so exhausted from fighting and training. I haven't hit pads in like since January. I've just been
January?
sparring. Yeah, I've just been sparring and clinching. Because when I first saw that guy fighting on ESPN, I didn't say, oh man, I can't wait to go hit pads. No, it was, I can't wait to go fight. I don't want to hit pads. I hate training. I just like sparring. I like sparring and I like clinching. That's it. That's what fighting is. It's
Power
not,
sucks, dude.
Yeah, it's the worst, especially when you have to get yourself into shape for a fight. Like, why do I want to do that? I don't want to do that.
I feel like the conditioning aspect is one of the hardest parts about this whole sport, right?
Yeah.
Just making sure that when you're in the ring or you're in the octagon, that you're better than just one round, right? That you have to go through all these rounds and continue to do it. Because I think there are certain people who, you know, like hobbyists like me, it's just, you know, you might be fine that first round, but what happens round 2, 3, 4, you know? Or that's why that pad work is all conditioning. It's like, okay, in the fight, how many kicks are you going to throw? But here, we're going to throw 300. So when it comes time to fight, that 100 kicks that you're throwing will be a lot easier than the 300 we throw now. And I think that part fucked me up. It was like, dude, this is hard shit.
Yeah, could you share some of your like insights on like conditioning? If you were to get a bunch of losers like us in shape.
Start with this guy.
Yeah, start with this.
Hi, coach, I'm ready to go. I don't know why I sound like a...
Leave my gym.
I promise. Teach me one kick.
Listen, first I want to say, as a fighter, but not just as a fighter, I think as just an individual who wants to be successful, I think you need 3 things. I think you need determination, then you need stamina, and then finally intelligence. So determination for me is heart. That's what people say, like, oh, he's got heart. You need to have that inside you, and you have to have, again, no homes. You need to have that determination to be able to continue going forward when things get difficult. Stamina, you can't continue being going forward unless you have that stamina inside you and that cardio. And then finally, intelligence. Can you make adjustments when things get difficult? You know, and I think you need that for anything. If you want to be successful. So, like, let's say, to answer your question, I think conditioning is absolutely the easiest thing to do. I can pick any idiot off the street and just make him do 20 kicks right, 20 kicks left every single day for a month, and he'll get into shape. But can I teach every single person to be intelligent? I'm not sure. Not everybody's going to have that. So that's why you have to have those. To me, anyway, I think you need those 3 things in order to be a complete successful fighter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the intelligence part, dude, that's kind of rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, the smarter.
Come on, man.
Right.
Like, you're
Come
done.
on.
Like, you're pretty much done, dude. I'm glad you could throw 800 kicks, but you're throwing it at the wall and not the person. Like, you fucking idiot.
But they look good, though.
Yeah, but they look great.
I'm doing it, coach.
I love that fucking voice.
Dude, I should just come to one of your seminars like that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I need you to answer my phone with that. I gotta record you. How would you say Ognjen is not here right now? Please.
Ognjen's not here right now. He's training me. Dude, I'm starting way more.
I know.
Sesame Street character.
You're falling off a cliff, too. Dude, it looks so hot in Thailand.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man, especially inside this gym because it's more closed. It gets extremely hot. And there's no like wind that's passing by, but you know, when you step into the ring in Lumpini Stadium or Rajasthan or one of the stadiums, it's always air conditioning inside. So you have like so much more cardio in there, you know, because you're so used to being in this hot environment.
When you train in your gym, do you shut off the AC too then? It's like everybody, it's time to die.
Yeah, the gym has to be hot.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you can't train in an air conditioning place. You got to be miserable as a fighter. I really do believe that. You know, you got to put yourself in a different mind space, you know?
I think that's like the thing too, when, you know, anybody, all of us who are like casual fans, it's like that kind of helps put in perspective of like how hard it is to be a fighter, right? Like what you have to do to get there, nobody really knows until you're in there, you know?
Right.
And like that mentality too, it's like, well, this should be the hardest part of the fight. The fight is the easiest part. The hardest part is here. And I think like, you know, me having to be able to see it in other fighters, I'm like, I can't do this. Like this is crazy. This is crazy people shit. Like I can't do this, you know?
Right. Once you establish that end goal, nothing in between should come between you and that end goal. So to give you an example, I mean, some of these things I'm not happy about doing, and I'm not proud of doing. You know, the way I treated certain people, and I always tried to think in extremes, because extremes help me understand, number one, where I'm at, and they also prepare me for the worst case scenario. So worst case scenario was my biggest thing. So I would be in Thailand sometimes, and I'm just thinking, okay, if I get this opportunity to fight for the title, or not even the title, if I'm just building up to that title, and I get a phone call, and the people who are most important to me in my life is my immediate family, my mother, father, my sister, and of course my nieces. And I've seen my parents struggle their whole fucking life. I mean, imagine being 30 years old, and you know, you're a professional soccer player. My mom's doing good also in work, and then all of a sudden there's a war. You gotta pick up two of these small little kids, and you got to find a better solution for them. I would be fucking miserable. Yeah. You know, and my father was miserable, and it's probably because of that. And so I'm always thinking about the worst case scenario. So I'm in my room in Thailand, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm close to getting that title fight. If I get a phone call right now that my mother or my father just died, would I pick up my shit and go back to America to help bury them, or would I stay here? And the answer was always, I would stay here and finish my job, because that's how important that was for me. And you know, it hurts me to say that, but and I look at it now and I think to myself, you're a fucking idiot for thinking that way. But I don't think there's any way. You have to be completely obsessed, and just like you were saying, you got to be like a little bit crazy to be able to do this and to have that goal, and then nothing let in between that. So if I can think like that about my parents, who are the most important to me, having a girlfriend, friends, saying no to friends, saying no to a girlfriend meant nothing to me. It was like, okay, I don't give a shit. You want to leave? You go. No, you want me to sleep over? I can't sleep over. Why? Because I have to wake up tomorrow early in order to train, and I need to have energy to train. You guys want me to stay out with you a little too long? No, I can't. I gotta leave now.
That's
you have to be like that.
That's a mindset.
I love that though. It's like, I'm definitely not that. So yeah, but it's
cool
just,
to hear about.
Yeah.
David, do cocaine. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I have nothing to do tomorrow.
I'm looking for an excuse. There's literal clips of everybody training, and I'm in the corner like pretending to do stuff.
Bro, there's so many of those online.
Yeah, like, dude, this whole Dave's fucking around all the time.
But that's why that end goal is so important to have, because if you have that end goal, you just don't let anything in between.
I mean, that's so good for people who's ever listening now who wants to be a champion. It puts a realistic lens on what it takes, right? Because I think, you know, it's fun to watch it, but to be in it is something different. I think it's pretty cool for you to say like, hey, it was miserable, you know, because it's not all fun and games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, to get to that point, there's so much like sacrifice that you have to make to get there that nobody really knows about until you're in it, right? And that's it's a harsh thing for you to say. It's like, would I have to go back and bury my parents, or do I do this? But that is true. That's probably the mentality that you need, because there's somebody else who's willing to take your spot right now. Yeah. Right. So it's like, what do you have to give up to get there? And it's just, I think like 99.9% of the world cannot do that. Right. Which is why you were such an elite fighter. This is why people are elite at what they do. And I know myself. It's like, I don't have that. You know, I can enjoy the sport for what it is on the outside, and then, you know, kind of enjoy it that way. But when I see other fighters do it, it's just like, damn, they're just different. You know, this is who they are. This is what they do, and they'll do anything they can to get to that point, which is pretty insane. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like nervous around you.
That's quite scary.
But that was a past life. He's different now.
He's different now.
He's like, of course I'll bury my parents. I'll bury my parents multiple times.
What did your parents think when you won your first championship?
Like, what are you doing?
They were happy, because they know how focused I was and how many years it took me to get to that point, you know. So yeah, they were happy. And as soon as I did that, like, all this stress, all this anxiety that I had for such a long time, man, it was so, I had some really hard times. And you know, you're in Thailand, you're by yourself, you don't have too many people, you're away from your family, and you're just so lonely at times, but you just keep that goal in your sight and you continue going. And when I won that title, that was like the start of the end for me, because it took me so long to get to that point. When I finally got it, all that stress went away, and I just wish everybody can do something that achieve a goal that they were really working to achieve, so they can have that same feeling that I had, because it was the greatest feeling that I've ever felt in my life.
That's awesome.
That's amazing, dude. What's your version of that, dude?
Talking a fucking topic right now, dude. Talking world champions, brother.
I'd love to know, because you spent so much time in Thailand. What are like top 3 things you loved about living in Thailand, and like the worst things, the culture difference in Thailand? What would you?
Over there, you're like a kid, you know? Everything's done for you because, well, as a fighter.
Yeah.
You know, the training is ready for you. The food is ready for you. All you got to worry about is sleeping, getting enough rest, and eating, and that's it. And training, of course.
That's it, yeah.
So that was easy. And then, of course, the sunshine. You guys don't really give a shit about that because you live in this area.
You're in Jersey,
from
dude.
New Jersey, yeah.
Well, cloud.
To me, waking up with sunshine on a daily basis is so huge, because even if you feel sad, you go outside and that sun is beaming down on you.
Feel good.
Puts a smile on your face. You know, it was such a great thing. As far as culture goes, man. First of all, when I moved from Serbia to America, it was a big culture shock. There were so many things that were different. You know, like.
Could you speak English when you first moved?
No, I didn't.
Oh, fuck.
No, I had to learn everything. I was in ESL classes, English as a second language.
Yep, that was my brother too. He came here when he was 5, so he got made fun of a lot.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. You know, Americans walk around in their house with shoes on, and that was so bizarre to us.
Disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah,
Hey, you hear that?
He's Asian. He's Asian.
You fucking hear that?
Shoes off.
It's only here for some fucking
I see
reason.
people go in their own bed with their shoes.
Yeah,
I hate
know.
that.
Oh,
It's-
I don't get it.
It's
Don't
very
do that.
weird. It just doesn't make sense.
And they look at us like we're crazy.
Yeah.
It's like you
Just because we eat a little dog?
yeah, you know what I mean.
Have a little dog.
Yeah,
Papaya salad with dog.
yeah.
Whatever.
Sawadee kap, sawadee kap, sawadee.
So yeah.
Yeah, so it was that, you know, I remember like one of my friends got kicked out of his house. I was like 14. He got kicked out of his house for, you know, not listening to his parents or just being a kid, being bad. And that was like bizarre. Like, what the fuck? We don't kick our kids out of the house.
Beat them inside the house.
Yeah, exactly. So stuff like that, you know, and but then when I went from New Jersey to Thailand, my whole world was like flipped upside down. Just the way they think, the mentality is completely different, and yeah, you just have to kind of get used to that.
What mentality aspect was different that you noticed?
I don't know if I can think of anything off the top of my head. Okay. Let's say, for instance, I drive a motorbike over there, which is stupid to begin with.
The worst traffic.
Yeah, actually, I think Thailand is like number 3 in the world for accidents.
That doesn't help Asian people at all.
I know, really.
So we
Yeah, it's
crashed a
pretty
couple
bad.
cars. And, all right, whatever. It's part of the culture.
Yeah, like let's say you're driving your motorbike, right? And there's like a brand new Benz in front of you, and he's coming the other way, and he's not gonna move out of the way. So I'm thinking like, dude, I'm driving a $300 motorbike. I don't give a shit if you hit me. I can just get it fixed or get another one. You're driving like, especially in Thailand, the taxes over there for cars
import tax
is like 300%.
Oh,
something like that, right? So if you're buying a Benz that costs here like $70K, over there it's gonna be like $150K. You know.
Jeez.
So you're driving like, let's say $150,000-$200,000 car, and you won't move an inch. If I scratch you, like where's the mentality? Where's your logic behind that?
I see.
Just move to the side a little bit. Make room for me so you can keep your car nice, you know? But they won't do it, you know? So stuff like that, it's just very bizarre to me how some of these things are, how they think.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't been to Thailand, but all I know is that they eat a lot of spicy food, and spicy food does not like me. I love spicy food. It hates me.
I don't think it really likes anybody. Are you talking about ending up in the bathroom?
I'm talking about I would be bleeding out of my ass. Like, for some reason, I loved spicy food. I remember the first time I ever had, like, legit Thai food, and it was, like, in, like Hollywood, right? Because there's a lot of, like, Thai immigrants there. And, you know, I didn't know about Thai spice like that. And I was like, let me get the spicy, please. And then they just brought it out, and I almost threw up. It was so fucking spicy. My whole
it's wild.
face hurt, right?
Yeah, it hits
and then you
different.
see everybody else just eating perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with everybody here?
How's your Serbian palate? Can you handle it?
Well, when I first went there, the first time in Thailand in 2008, I hated it, man. I hated rice too. No offense, again.
Whoa, bro.
Because I grew up on bread. In
Yeah.
Eastern Europe, we eat bread, right? So ours is
Bread and
different.
butter.
So then now I go to
salt.
Asia and it's just
All rice
it's
noodles.
just all rice and then spicy food. But then afterwards, I started getting used to it. Now I love rice. I love the
Thank God.
spiciness. Yeah.
Thank God.
And I think it's actually like the perfect food, the way it breaks down in your body, because it's small little pebbles, you know, of carbs, and they break down probably a lot quicker, and you're able to digest it and use it for power more.
Yeah.
What's the most popular Serbian dish?
I would say anything with meat. We have a lot of,
It's just ingredients.
we have a lot of barbecue. We have these things called these small little sausages, cevapi.
Cevapi.
Oh, you know about that, huh?
Yeah.
Cevapi.
I got a couple Bosnian homies that give me
yeah.
their breads.
Yeah, that's
Very
big,
good.
man. Yeah, we love that stuff.
It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
You guys gotta go have some.
I love this one. Gibanica.
They said it all weird though.
Gibanica. Yeah.
Gibanica.
Sarma, pljeskavica.
That's how you
yeah,
say
yeah.
Gilbert in Serbian.
I'm Gibanica.
Borek is so good too. I don't know if I'm
Yeah.
saying that correctly.
Which one?
Burek.
Yeah.
Oh.
Doesn't matter. We're at Cevapi. Cevapi.
Oh, it is
Yeah.
just meat. This is just like dudes go to war food. Meat and pita bread.
Yeah, we have a lot of wars, so you need to.
We're in a constant state of war.
It's handheld, dude. You can take it on the
Good
go.
macros.
You know what I
That
mean?
Serbian diet.
Yeah,
Good macros, dude.
Yeah, I think every generation went through a war.
Jeez.
Yeah, every
man.
single generation.
So tell us about your seminars. You're on a tour right now, or where can people find out or to train? Give us all the info.
Yeah, I'm here in Cali. I got 2 more coming up in San Diego.
Cool.
At Double Kick Gym, which actually just opened up about a month ago or 2 months ago. My friend Jesse, and then after that, I'm going to Stockton.
Hey.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ghetto.
So make your jokes now.
You want to see American Serbia?
Go to Stockton. Go find Nate
You want to
Diaz.
see a war-torn nation? Go to Stockton.
He's like, I feel like I'm at home.
I escaped here.
So familiar.
Yeah, Stockton at Valor Gym, and then I'll be heading back to America, and then after that, late September, I'll be going to Europe, to England to do some seminars, then Germany, and then probably Serbia, Italy.
Wow.
Wow,
Yeah.
amazing. And then can you tell us a little bit about some of the programs, people that can't find you?
Oh,
How do they
yeah.
get involved? How do they get involved? How do they become killers?
Yeah, topicfight.com. I'm a huge car fan, so Stage 1, kind of like the Stage 1 turbo clutch. I named it after that. So you have my timing series, feinting, faking. Those are separate videos. And that's it. And then I also have like
Affordable, guys.
like 700 videos of just regular quick little training clips, which are like about 1 minute to 5 minute clips.
Sign up now, guys.
Dude, that's awesome.
Get on that shit, dude. Specifically,
home.
get the fainting one. That's
Yeah.
my favorite one.
Yeah, dude.
And then I'm gonna give you the space to say right now. I know we talked about it earlier. Are you gonna take a fight in the next
I don't
12
know, man.
months, man?
This is what
You
happens.
and Jake Paul.
This is what happens. This is if they give me that, hell yeah. I'm trying to make some money off that. Yeah. As a fighter, this became my identity. And obviously it's not that good because now I was in the sport for 2.5 years extra that I should have been, you know, and you just continue doing it because it's a routine. You're just so used to being a fighter. And it's not that you don't know what to do, what's something else, but it's just part of you. It's difficult to let go. And then finally it clicked in my mind in this January when I had my last fight. I said, okay, this is it. I'm only gonna fight now if I truly have that hunger again when I was younger and I was looking forward to you know becoming a champion and doing something big again. So now when I think about it, when I get those itchy knuckles and I'm thinking about fighting again, I just think about training. And then I think about the training and all those hours that you have to put in. I'm like, nope,
I'm good.
not for me, not for me anymore. And then that's what brings me back to that normality.
All right, we'll see you at One Championship Tokyo this December. Guys, give it up for Topić.
No, it wasn't enough.
You didn't say no.